The October wind carried salt spray as Marcus Chen's sleek black sports car hugged the curves of Highway 1, approaching Willowbrook. 15 years had passed since he'd driven this route, and every familiar landmark sent a jolt of memory through his chest. The old lighthouse still stood sentinel over the rocky coastline, exactly as it had when he was 19 and desperate to escape. Now, at 34, Marcus was returning as someone completely transformed. His artificial intelligence company had made him a billionaire before 30, landing him on the covers of tech magazines and in conversations with world leaders. The watch on his wrist cost more than his childhood home, and his penthouse in San Francisco overlooked the entire bay. Yet as he passed the weathered sign welcoming visitors to Willowbrook, population 5,000, his stomach twisted with an anxiety no boardroom had ever produced. His father's retirement party was the official reason for his visit. Robert Chen had spent 40 years as Willowbrook's only dentist, and the whole town planned to celebrate. But Marcus knew the real reason his heart was racing had nothing to do with his father. Elena Rodriguez. He hadn't seen her since the summer after high school graduation, though she haunted his thoughts more than he cared to admit. They'd grown up together, inseparable from the moment her family moved next door when they were both 8. She'd been the girl who climbed trees with him, who shared his dreams under the stars, who kissed him for the first time on the beach the night before he left for Stanford. He'd promised to come back for her. He never did. Marcus pulled up to his childhood home, a modest craftsman cottage that looked smaller than he remembered. His mother was already on the porch, waving enthusiastically. She pulled him into a tight embrace the moment he stepped out of the car. "Marcus, look at you. Still too thin," she said, echoing every mother's concern. "I eat, Mom. I promise. Airport food doesn't count." She led him inside where the smell of her famous pot roast filled the air. "Your father's at the clinic, finishing up his last few patients. He'll be home soon." As they settled in the kitchen, his mother busied herself with preparing tea, her movements practiced and familiar. Marcus found himself relaxing in a way he hadn't in years. "So," she said with studied casualness, "Elena Rodriguez has been helping organize the party. She runs the community art center now. Did I mention that?" Marcus's hand froze, reaching for his cup. "No, you didn't mention that." "Oh, must have slipped my mind." The twinkle in her eye said otherwise. "She's done wonderful things for the town. Teaches art classes to kids, organizes festivals, really brought life back to Main Street." "That's great. I'm glad she's doing well. She asks about you sometimes." His mother paused. "Actually, she'll be at the house later today. She's dropping off some decorations for tomorrow's party." Marcus felt his pulse quicken. "What time?" "Around 4. His mother smiled knowingly. "You have about 2 hours to prepare yourself." He spent those 2 hours unpacking, showering, and trying not to think about what he'd say to Elena after 15 years. Every conversation he imagined felt inadequate. How do you apologize for abandoning someone? How do you explain that success felt hollow when you achieved it alone? At exactly 4 o'clock, he heard a car pull into the driveway. Through the window, he watched her step out of an old but well-maintained sedan, carrying boxes of what looked like handmade decorations. His breath caught. Elena had grown into a stunning woman. Her long dark hair was pulled into a loose braid, and she wore paint-stained jeans and a cream-colored sweater. There was a grace to her movements, a confidence that came from knowing exactly who you were. She'd always been beautiful, but now there was something more, a depth, a groundedness that made his chest ache. Marcus opened the door before she could knock. Their eyes met, and time seemed to stop. Her deep brown eyes widened with surprise, then filled with something complicated, happiness, pain, uncertainty, all mixed together. "Marcus," she breathed. "Your mother didn't tell me you'd be here early. She's sneaky like that." He smiled, feeling awkward and 16 all over again. "Let me help you with those boxes." As he took them from her, their fingers brushed, and electricity shot through him. From the way she inhaled sharply, she felt it too. "You look good," she said softly as they carried the boxes inside. "Success agrees with you. You look beautiful. You always did." A blush colored her cheeks, and for a moment, they were teenagers again, fumbling through their first real feelings. But then reality crashed back, 15 years, broken promises, separate lives. His mother had conveniently disappeared, leaving them alone in the living room surrounded by boxes of decorations. "So," Elena said, not quite meeting his eyes, "I heard you're running the world now. Artificial intelligence, right? Something like that. We develop AI systems for healthcare applications." He paused. "But what about you? My mom says you started an art center?" Her face lit up. "The Willowbrook Arts Center. We offer classes for kids and adults, host exhibitions, organize the annual arts festival. It's small compared to what you're doing, but it matters to this community." "It's not small at all, Elena. It's incredible." The retirement party filled Willowbrook's community center with laughter and music. Marcus found himself constantly aware of where Elena stood in the room, watching her interact with townspeople who clearly adored her. When the band played a slow song, he crossed to her without thinking. "Dance with me," he offered his hand. She hesitated only a moment before accepting. As they swayed together, Marcus felt pieces of himself clicking back into place. "Why didn't you come back?" Elena asked quietly. "You promised." "I was a coward," he admitted. "I got caught up in building the company, proving myself. Every time I thought about coming home, I convinced myself you'd moved on, that you wouldn't want to see me. I waited 2 years before I accepted you weren't coming." Her voice held old pain. "Then my parents died in a car accident. My brother Daniel was only 12. I became his guardian." Marcus stopped dancing. "Elena, I had no idea. How could you? We lost touch." She met his eyes. "I raised Daniel while running the art center. He's 27 now, living in Portland, thriving. But those years meant I never left Willowbrook, never pursued my own dreams of art school. I chose family over everything else. You're the strongest person I've ever known." "No, just someone who did what needed to be done." She pulled back slightly. "Marcus, you're leaving in a few days. Let's not pretend this is anything more than nostalgia. What if I stayed longer? What if we gave this a real chance?" Elena searched his face. "I've never been in a serious relationship. After my parents died, I didn't have time. And after Daniel left, I tried dating, but nothing ever felt right. I'm 33 and I've never let anyone close enough to really know me." "Then let me be the first," Marcus said. "No promises, no pressure. Just two old friends seeing if what we felt at 18 was real." Over the next week, Marcus extended his stay indefinitely. They spent every day together, rediscovering each other. He worked remotely from the art center while she taught classes, stealing glances across the room. Evenings meant long walks on the beach, dinners at her cottage, conversations that lasted until dawn. One night, sitting on her porch overlooking the ocean, Elena leaned against him. "Tell me the truth about your life in San Francisco." "It's empty," Marcus confessed. "I have everything money can buy and nothing that matters. I go to parties where everyone wants something from me. I date women who love my bank account more than me. I can't remember the last time I laughed like I do with you. You could have all that and real connection too. Not there. Not without you." He turned to face her. "Elena, I'm restructuring my company. My partner can handle daily operations. I want to base myself here, in Willowbrook." "That's crazy." "Maybe. But I've never been more certain of anything." He cupped her face gently. I'm falling in love with you. Actually, I think I've been in love with you since we were kids. I just didn't have the courage to choose it back then. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I'm scared, Marcus. What if I'm not enough? What if small-town life bores you? You're everything, he whispered, then kissed her with 15 years of longing. 2 weeks later, Marcus had purchased a beautiful seaside house and was settling into Willowbrook life. He and Elena had grown inseparable, though they'd kept their physical relationship slow and tender, respecting her inexperience and building trust. On a crisp November evening, they drove to Stargazer's Point, the hilltop clearing where they'd spent countless teenage nights dreaming about the future. Elena spread a blanket while Marcus unpacked wine and cheese. I used to wish on every shooting star that you'd come back, Elena said, gazing at the cosmos. And here I am. Marcus pulled her close. They were kissing when the sky suddenly blazed with light. A streak of purple and silver shot overhead, growing larger and closer until they realized with shock that it was descending toward them. Marcus, that's not a meteor. They scrambled back as something massive landed in the clearing with a low hum rather than a crash. The craft was sleek and organic looking, its surface shimmering with iridescent purple hues. We should run, Elena whispered, gripping his hand. Before they could move, a door-like opening appeared in the craft's side. A figure emerged, and both Marcus and Elena gasped. She stood about 6 feet tall with a distinctly humanoid form, but her skin was a rich purple that seemed to shimmer in the starlight. Her features were elegant and symmetrical, with large eyes that held an otherworldly intelligence. She wore a fitted suit of some silvery material. Please don't be alarmed, she said in perfect English, though her voice had a musical quality. I mean no harm. My navigation system malfunctioned and I've crashed. Marcus found his voice first. You're an alien. My name is Zara. I'm a xenobiologist from Lyros, a planet in what you call the Andromeda Galaxy. She looked between them, her expression anxious. I need help repairing my quantum drive. Without it, I'm stranded. Elena stepped forward, her artist's curiosity overcoming fear. You speak our language? I have a universal translator implant. I've been studying Earth for years from orbit, but I was never supposed to land. Zara looked distressed. My people have strict non-interference protocols. If they discover I've made contact, there will be severe consequences. How can we help? Marcus asked, his analytical mind already working through the problem. I need certain elements to repair the drive. Some are common on Earth. But I also need help understanding your planet better while I search. She looked at them hopefully. Would you be willing to assist me? I'll be gone as soon as the repair is complete. Elena and Marcus exchanged glances. The rational response was to refuse, to call authorities, to run. But something in Zara's expression, hope mixed with fear and loneliness, touched them both. We'll help you, Elena said firmly. Over the next few days, they snuck Zara into Marcus's new house, hiding her in the basement guest suite. She was brilliant and curious, asking endless questions about human culture while they helped her locate the materials she needed for repairs. Why do humans pair bond? Zara asked one evening as she watched Marcus and Elena cook dinner together, their movements synchronized and affectionate. It's called love, Elena explained. When you find someone who makes you want to be better, who you choose every day. We have something similar on Lyros, but it's more logical. Less emotional. Zara observed them with fascination. You two have strong bond energy. I can sense it. Marcus wrapped his arms around Elena from behind as she chopped vegetables. I wasted 15 years not choosing this. I won't waste another day. Zara tilted her head. You're afraid though, Elena. I can sense that too. Elena stiffened. How do you? Lyrosians are empathic. Your fear is about vulnerability, about physical intimacy. Zara's tone was gentle, not intrusive. On my world, we believe the body and heart are gifts we share only with those who truly see us. There's no shame in waiting for that person. That night, after Zara retreated to work on her repairs, Elena and Marcus sat on his porch overlooking the ocean. "She's right," Elena said quietly. "I am afraid. I've never been with anyone, Marcus. What if I'm not good at it? What if I disappoint you?" Marcus turned her to face him, his expression tender. "Elena, do you trust me?" "Completely." "Then trust me when I say that being with you, in any way, would be a gift. There's no right or wrong way, no performance to worry about." He kissed her softly. "Whenever you're ready, tonight, next month, next year, I'll be honored." She kissed him back, deeper this time. "I'm ready. I love you, Marcus. I want to share all of myself with you." He carried her inside, and their lovemaking was slow and reverent. Marcus treated her like precious treasure, murmuring words of love and encouragement. Elena discovered that intimacy wasn't about performance, but about trust, about two people choosing to be completely vulnerable together. When they finally joined, tears of joy streamed down both their faces. Afterward, wrapped in his arms, Elena whispered, "I waited my whole life for this. For you. It was worth every moment." "So did I," Marcus said, kissing her forehead. "I just didn't know it until I came home." A week later, Zara's ship was nearly repaired. The three had formed an unlikely friendship, spending evenings discussing philosophy, love, and the universe. Zara shared holographic images of her world, purple skies, crystalline cities, beings living in harmony. "I'll miss you both," Zara admitted on her final night. "You've taught me that connection transcends species, planets, everything. Love is universal." "We'll miss you too," Elena said, hugging the alien scientist carefully. "Before I go, I have something for you." Zara produced 2 small crystals that glowed with soft purple light. "These are memory stones from Lyros. They'll remind you that you were brave enough to help a stranger, to believe in the impossible." That night, under the same stars where they'd first seen Zara's ship, Marcus and Elena watched as the craft lifted silently into the sky, disappearing among the constellations. "She helped us, you know," Elena said. "Showing up when she did, making us believe in magic again." "No," Marcus said, dropping to one knee. "You're the magic, Elena. You always were." He pulled out a ring, a simple band with a purple sapphire that reminded them both of Zara. "Marry me. Let me spend every day choosing you, choosing us, choosing this life we're building together." "Yes," Elena laughed through tears. "Yes, always yes." Marcus restructured his entire life around Willowbrook. He bought the old community center building and transformed it into a tech hub, bringing high-paying remote jobs to the town. He and Elena married on the beach at sunset, the whole town in attendance. On their wedding night, as they slow danced in their new home, Elena whispered, "Do you ever regret giving up Silicon Valley?" "Never. I didn't give it up, I traded an empty life for a full one." He kissed her. "You taught me that success isn't measured in billions, but in moments like this." Years later, they would tell their children about the magical autumn when everything changed, when a billionaire came home, when childhood love became forever love, and when a purple-skinned alien scientist reminded them that the universe was full of impossible, beautiful things. And on clear nights, when they spotted shooting stars from Stargazer's Point, they wondered if somewhere among those distant lights, Zara was looking back, remembering the humans who taught her about love.